another video. Yeah, I normally talk about trucking and whatnot on this channel. Primarily about 90% of what I talk about. But I also like to try to impart some wisdom into you guys, the ones that are so fortunate enough to view the videos. So yeah, about to head through Chicago. I wanted to make this video a little bit earlier, but it was all pitch black out where I was at, so I didn't want to just start recording in the middle of the night, because this one's going to be primarily me just talking, just trying to impart a little bit of wisdom. But I didn't want you guys to at least be viewing the all pitch black darkness while hearing me talk. So yeah, figured I'd start now while about to roll through Chicago. On my way up to Thief River Falls, Minnesota. So this video can be used geared towards trucking if that's what you so desire to take this wisdom and use it in that arena of your life. But this can be used in all aspects, in all levels of your life. I am by no means some kind of expert on life or anything in general. Just like the rest of us, I am out here learning and taking it day by day. And I feel so inclined to, if I can figure out or learn a little bit of something along the way, why not share the wisdom with you guys? I guess the topic of this video can be your associates in life can make or break you. So I guess I'll just go into it. It's kind of an impromptu video. Just want to get into it and start talking. I apologize, it's not going to really be a rhyme or rhythm to the video, but you know, you can pick out the meat from what I've got to say and apply it to your life as you see fit. But associates can make or break you. In life, we're going to go through stuff. We're going to go through ups and downs. We're all going to go through storms. I like to say and live by, you know, we're all basically just a ship, and life is the open ocean, so to speak. You're either in a storm, about to go through one, or just come out of one, or you're smooth sailing and you're just out sailing the oceans, vast oceans of life. And if you can avoid the storms by picking up on them early, then by all means go for it. And if not, do the best you can to weather through them. But we all go through stuff in life. We're all going to go through some stuff that challenges us and forces us to, you know, pull up our pants, put our big boy shoes on, and get to trucking, so to speak. You're going to go through some things in life that you feel will knock you down and really rock you to your core, and it'll hurt you. Some of it self-inflicted, some of it not. Some of it you could have done things to really prevent it, but it was going to happen inevitably. Some things you just completely put on yourself, and there are some things where it's just it is what it is. Shit happens. But it is very good to, in life, have friends or family or people that you can help, that can help you go through these rough patches in life. That being said, I don't really have too many friends. I have a lot of people that I associate with and that I know, but I don't really, it's very hard for a person to earn the title of being a friend in my life. A friend is going to be there with you through your ups and downs and everything. That being said, it is very possible to outgrow your friends. It's very possible to realize that a friend or a person or someone that you associate with is in your life for a given season, and once that season is up, you part ways. You'll also learn that there are people in your life that are good for certain types of situations and some people in your life that aren't. When you're going through these rough patches in life, it's imperative. Well, let me back up. Before I say that. I also like the people that I associate with, for the most part, and this is the good rule of thumb to live by, are either at your level or doing better than what you want, or doing better than where you're at, or have achieved what you're wanting in life. And the reason I say that is because typically as you achieve and move up in life, and move up in whatever arena, whatever you're in, your level of thinking adapts to that, and it helps, it makes you think in a higher level. It makes you think in a way that challenges you to want to be a better person. It's going to want to cause you to do better, be better, make better decisions, and whatnot. The reason that you don't want to really associate with people that are doing worse than you, because they're great people. I'm sure there are plenty of nice people, but sometimes they don't have the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding to lead you and guide you in a certain way when you're going through the storms of life. So while you're going through these storms, you have to realize the rest of your life is still there. The decisions and choices that you make while weathering these storms can ultimately affect the other aspects of your life. And if you're not associating with the kind of people that will help push you to think at a higher level and react in a more, in a wiser way than where you're at currently, it can ultimately hurt you. If you're going through something in life and you need to rely on the ones that you call your friends, the ones that are supposed to be the shoulder that you lean on, the ones that pick you up when you're feeling weak, the ones that help pull you through these storms, if they're not at a certain place, chances are their level of thinking is not going to be at that place as well. And what will be happening is they'll cause you to think that it's okay to partake in certain activities or doing certain things that could potentially harm you and set you back. You know, I guess I can talk about windshield wipers now. The NOAA weather app told me that Chicago, and from here on out for the rest of this trip, or at least the rest of me driving tonight, is going to kind of be clear. So getting a few sprinkles here and there, but nothing really that wild. But anyway, excuse me for that deviation, but those associates can really help you or hurt you. It is imperative that you surround yourself with people that have a certain level of thinking and are going to help push you in the right direction. When you're leaning on those friends for those rough times, when you're leaning on those associates for those rough times, when you're leaning on whomever's shoulders for that rough patch in your life, think about, is this really the person that I need to be leaning on and relying on? Will they give me the wisdom that I need to help get me through this storm in life? Will they give me advice on how to get over it and move past whatever I have going on? Will they give me the wisdom to help me do that? If your answer is anything other than an astounding yes, and I don't mean, well, they've been there for me in the past and they've helped me out and whatnot, like I said in a few minutes ago, you can outgrow these people. You can realize I'm in a different place in my life, and I need people and associates that are going to help meet me at that level where I'm at, or be at a higher level, help get me to that higher level. So if this person or whoever you're leaning on has been there for you in the past, that's awesome. But for what you're going through in life at that given time, if they're not going to really impart wisdom, or they're going to promote you and push you to do things that aren't really going to help get you to where you want to be, or they're going to allow you to make decisions or do things that could really potentially harm other aspects of your life, you need to take a real good look in the mirror and a real good look at these people and ask yourself, is this who I really need to be associating with for what I have going on right now in my life? I'm not even telling you to cut them out of your life. I'm just saying, if for what you're going through right now, based off of the knowledge that you have of this person in the good and the bad times, is this really the person that I need to have in my life helping me, mentoring me right now through these storms? If your answer is anything other than a resounding yes, you need to really take a minute and step back and think. If you have a family, look at that, up in Chicago, middle of the night, and they still drive like they've lost their minds. But anyway, if your answer is nothing to anything than a resounding yes, they're going to be there and give me the right advice, then you need to really take that step back, take inventory of everything you have in play. If you have kids, in a family, in a job, in a home, all these things that you have going on in your life, everybody's life is different. But it's safe to bet that everybody has things in their life that they hold near and dear and precious to them that they want to take care of and protect. And moments of weakness and doing stupid activities and stupid things can really harm them. If you have children, family, home, bumps in Chicago or something else. If you have children, family, a home, a job, career, all these things that you want to take care of while you're weathering these storms, don't lean on the shoulder of somebody that's going to promote you or allow you to think it is okay to take chances in doing dumb activities, partaking in dumb activities or dumb things or dumb thought processes that can ruin the rest of your life. Now, I'm a firm believer, the Bible clearly, I'm a Christian, as you guys know. The Bible very much so says, in one passage of scripture, make no friends with the evil man, lest ye learn their ways and create a snare for your soul. Now, I'm not going to say that the people that you're associating yourself with are evil, but I will take it to another level and say, the ones that scripture is talking about, yes, are evil people, but also the ones that I'm talking about in this video, the ones that are not going to push you, promote you to do better. If you have associates that fall under that, you need to cut them off and stay away from them when you're going through. They might make an excellent shoulder for you to cry on and be there for you to a certain extent or level. But past that, when they start suggesting and saying, hey, do this, do that, let's go do this, let's go do that, you need to have the intestinal fortitude to sit back and say, and think about in the long run, what could this potentially do to help me or hurt me? It might feel good, it might be fun, you might feel like the risk is low at that time. But I've had friends, I've had people that I talk to say, you kind of have to let go of those comp ways. I always think about the worst case scenario. While yes, you might go do whatever activity with this friend or associate, and you might feel like you've gone through all the options, and you might feel like, you know what, it's okay for me to do this. But understand that if you're going to go do something, no matter, you could have gone through all the risks and taken all the precautions and feel like you thoroughly thought it through. But if they're suggesting you go do something reckless, even though you might have a small chance of having something wild happen that could set you back, a small chance does not mean there is no chance. You cannot allow yourself to fall into doing those activities or taking that advice from those people that could allow you to put yourself in a situation that could set you back. Imagine going through a hard phase of life, a hard anything, and you're listening to your friends that have been trying to be there for you. You're like, you know what? Let's go do such and such. And it sounds harmless and there's a small level of harm that can come with it. Potentially. It's a needle in a haystack chance of harm that comes with it. But nonetheless, it's still there. You might be feeling whatever, but don't just jump and do it just because, oh, they were talking to me, they helped me out, they made me feel better, they helped me get my mind off things. They're supposed to be here to help me move past whatever it is I'm going through. Because if you go out and partake in that activity, and you somehow, while in this haystack doing whatever activity, happen to somehow step on that needle could cause you to screw up every other aspect of your life. Now, imagine losing your job, your home, your kids, everything that you hold near and dear to you. You imagine losing that for a small moment of gratification, in terms of self-gratification, while doing something that you felt was a small level of risk and a small level of potential craziness happening. You're going to beat yourself up for that for the rest of your life. Imagine losing your kids for the rest of your life. Now, they're still alive, but you're not able to be there for them like you want to be because you went and partook in something that could hurt you, even though the risk seems small. Imagine losing your job because you partook in something that you felt had a low level of risk of hurting you, all in the name of momentary gratification because you felt good and this friend suggested let's go do it because they've been there for you in the past. If you're wanting to move up and move forward in life, find people that will be there for you in a higher capacity than where you're at. Those kind of people will impart wisdom in you at a higher level and help challenge you to think in a better way. Those kind of people have achieved something in life that you're striving for. That being said, they're going to give you wisdom that's not going to hurt you in the long run. They're not going to do things and give you wisdom and tell you to partake in activities that are going to potentially set you back from achieving your goals. So that's really what I wanted to get at in this video. This isn't a trucking related video. You can apply it to trucking. However, I want this video to make it so all the people, truck driver or not, apply this to your life in all areas. Ask yourself, when you're going through these storms are going to be rough. They're going to shake you. They're going to hurt you. They're going to really give you a run for your money, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Sometimes they're going to challenge everything you thought you knew, everybody that you thought you knew in life. They're going to challenge they're going to challenge the way you view those that were close to you. Sometimes the person that was close to you can hurt you. But ask yourself, while you're healing from whatever you have going on that might have rocked you to your core, ask yourself, while I'm healing, am I partaking in activities that can be detrimental to to my success in my future endeavors? Am I taking advice and hanging out with people and doing things that can severely hurt me even more? Or can it set me back even more from where my goals are? The last thing you want to do is look back and say, damn, I should not have done those activities with that friend, and it set me back. Now, let's just say you are hanging out with this person. And 99 times out of 100, even more, 999 out of 1,000 times, this small activity might yield no negative outcome, even though it potentially could. But what would happen? How would you feel? How could you live with yourself if you took that small chance of something happening and you went and jumped on it out of the sake of just trying to get over whatever, getting through whatever storm you're going through, and you plucked that 1 out of 1,000 times something happened and it ruined the rest of your life? I'll give a prime example. While I was a cop, I got a call one time. It was to the movie theater out where I lived, and in the zone that I was patrolling in. And it was a call for, the marshal need assistance. So basically, the movie theater has a special or extra duty assignment, as officers call it, to get some extra money on the side outside of just your regular shift. So the marshals need some assistance because there seemed to be some kind of altercation up there, and they were trying to break it up, and they needed a few more officers, so they called for backup. Myself and 2 of my partners arrived. We roll in 3 cars deep just to see what's going on. Come to find out, this guy had gone through a serious breakup with his ex, and he suspected that she was cheating on him and whatnot. He suspected it, but he was having a hard time dealing with it. Obviously, this information I'm giving out now, I learned after getting there. Obviously, I didn't know it going into the call. I just knew it was a call for some kind of disturbance. So upon arriving, I then start talking to the gentleman. My partner's talking to people in the car. The guy's having a hard time. He's having a real hard time with this breakup. So he takes it upon. Apparently, his friends said that they saw his ex at the movie theater and told him, like, hey, she's up here. Come and talk to her. Here's your chance. She's with some dude. So he took it upon himself to go up to the movie theater. Sure enough, he gets there and sees his ex in a vehicle with another dude. They're sitting in there, they're making out. He then starts going crazy, hitting the car, saying, bitch, get out the car, He wants to start going off on her. He wants to fight this other dude. It's a whole mess. The marshals tried to break it up. He's just like, fuck you, you're not real cops. But they actually are real cops. They're just the marshal's office versus I was the sheriff's office. I guess he assumed that they weren't real cops. They could have rocked them up just as fast as I could have. But they wanted some additional help, so they called for backup. So we get there and we're handling him. I grab the guy, pull him away, we separate the situation. I'm like, dude, what is going on with you? And that's when he explains to me basically everything that I just said to you. He's going through a hard breakup. He suspected that she was cheating. Some of his buddies were up there and they happened to see her, and they called him just like, dude, come up here and handle it, blah, blah, blah. By the time he gets up there, his buddies are long gone, and it's just him, the ex, and this new dude. So, I sympathized for his situation. I understood what he had going on, I personally never walked in his shoes, but I can understand dude's going through a hard time in life. him down. Could I have locked him up? No, I did. I could have. Did I? No. I merely wrote him a ticket for disorderly conduct, gave him a court date, sent him on his way. But I understood where he was at in life. With that being said, his associates, the ones that he held near and dear as friends, if they were good friends and wise friends, they would have A, kept that information from him, or B, told him at a later date and time, or C, if they felt the need to tell him that, they would not have tried to hype him up to think it was a good idea to go to the movie theater. Because when all was said and done, those dudes were nowhere near to be found. And he was out there left out in the cold by himself, having to deal with all of this craziness. He could have gone to jail. Had it been another officer that had to deal with him, they could have said, you know what, we're going to take you to jail. We had everything we needed to have tossed this guy into Richland County Jail and let him sit in there overnight and deal with the consequences later. But I didn't lock him up. But he could have been locked up. Imagine if he did get locked up. He could have potentially lost his job. Some jobs don't want you to have records like that. Or if they find out that something like that happened, or why he couldn't have shown up for work that next day, he would have been screwed. He would have lost his job. All behind his associates pumping him up, his friends pumping him up to think it's okay to go do something as wild as what he did. That's just for that kind of story. I have plenty of stories, which I'm not going to go into. I have plenty of stories where people have taken chances on doing something they thought was fun or a low level of risk of something bad happening. They felt like they've weighed out all the options and they went and did it anyway. And they took that chance, 999 out of a 1,000 chance. They took that chance on saying that they're willing to pluck. They could get that one of those 999 chances and thinking that they have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of pulling that one small chance. They went there, they did whatever it is that they're thinking was okay, and they pulled that one small chance. I had one lady who one time, I stopped her one day for jaywalking, and it was like a very busy intersection. People look say that's such a petty reason to stop somebody. It was a busy area, and I stopped her and said, ma'am, do not jaywalk. You're gonna get hit by a car. This is a very busy area. I said, I understand that it's a little inconvenient to go to the next intersection to wait for the lights and move up there when it's a little bit safer. But ma'am, jaywalking is not safe in this area. And she looked at me and she said, fuck you, pig, I'm gonna do what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. Right, ma'am, I'm gonna let you go with the warning, but please be careful. Sure enough, the next day, tone drops for a signal to I, which that's not where I live. A signal to I is an accident with injuries. They said they dispatched a traffic car, and I said, dispatch, I'm right by that, and I'm close by that intersection, I will take it. So I pull up, sure enough, this woman jaywalked the very next day, and she got hit by a car in that intersection. She got wrecked. I mean, her arm was jacked up, her leg was like twisted backwards. She was all sorts of fucked up. And, you know, she didn't listen to what I had to say. She went on and on the day before about how she's lived in that area her whole life. That's what she was raised doing. You know, they just said, just be quick across the street, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, that's what she's been doing her whole life. So that one time that she took that chance that day instead of doing the right thing, that 1 out of 1,000 chance, she drew the short straw. And she got struck by a vehicle. Her leg was pretty fucked up, and so was her arm. I don't know what happened to her after that. Chances are she probably had to get her leg amputated. Because, I mean, when I tell you her shit was fucked up, her leg was fucked up. So, she took that chance and she got hit by a car. She'd been doing it her whole life. That's all she knew. Granted, if she had listened to what I said, would she have gotten hit by a car? There's a possibility. But at least she would have been crossing the street in a safer area, and she would have had a better chance. I'm not saying it eliminates the chance of getting hit by a car, but she would have had a better chance than what she had running across that street in a busy part where there's no traffic signal, no parts for somebody to walk across the street in a safe area. They just walk, and if you make it, you do. If not, then oh well. So, don't take those chances on doing things that can hurt your life, set you back, while trying to satisfy a momentary where you're at in life, where you're hurt, you might be hurting or going through. Don't take chances and do things and associate yourself with people that are not going to give you the wisdom that you need all the time. Some people are good for some portions of life and they'll help you out there. Some people are not good for those portions of life and they will set you back. So that's really what I wanted to get at. Just be careful of who you associate yourself with in life. Make sure the people that you associate yourself with in life are at where you want to be, or at your level or higher. And even though you might have those kind of people in life, when they're saying, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that, let's help you out and whatnot, think twice before you truly jump into doing whatever it is that they're suggesting you do. Because it could ultimately set you back and hurt you. Even if it is a small chance, it could ultimately set you back. And while you're trying to heal from whatever traumatic situation you had going on, now on top of having to heal from that, because you took advice from the wrong people, or you went and partook in a small activity which you might feel had a low risk of turning out bad, could turn out bad. Now you are healing from whatever's traumatic in your life, but on top of that, you're now having to deal with potentially losing other things that you fought so hard to get in your life. Now you're potentially losing those things as well. And that's going to hurt you even more. Alright guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe. I hope this little tidbit of information and wisdom gets to the masses. And you might watch this video and say, hey, good stuff, but doesn't really pertain to me right now in life. You might be smooth sailing. You might be that ship that's out in the smooth open ocean with nothing going on around you. But go ahead and mash the like button, because at some point in life you will be challenged. You will have something happen that challenges everything you thought you knew. It might challenge, it might make you sit back and really second guess the people that you held nearest and dearest to you in life. They might do something that hurts you. It might really fuck up where your mind is at that time. But you still have to remember, you still have your life to live. You still have the rest of your life and everything that you worked so hard to get. And you worked so hard to attain a certain level. You don't want to do something that's going to set you back and hurt you. Alright guys, have a good night. Hope y'all enjoyed this little tidbit of me driving through Chicago. As y'all got to see on this video in the background, this is why I preach to everybody. Drive Chicago at night. Chicago traffic is something fierce. but I literally drove through the whole city of Chicago. You guys actually got to watch me go into Chicago, shoot through Chicago, and I'm currently on the outskirts of Chicago, the outside portions where there's usually no backup here ever. I did this all in less than half an hour. So as you can see, this is why I preach. Drive Chicago in the middle of the night, because you 99% of the time will experience little to no traffic. All right, guys, take care.